Hundreds of fathers and father figures of JPS students meeting today at Forest Hill High School for what they call a Big Dads Summit. In partnership with 100 Black Men of Jackson, Jackson Public Schools hosting the event, looking to partner with dads to try and help ensure success for their children and find some new ways to help those students.
Dang, man, look at all them empty seats, man. But this is another thing. Have you heard anything about those dads that were patrolling the hallways at that one school? Remember a little while ago, I think it was Houston or somewhere down south, with the dads on duty. Remember that? Have we got an update on that? Listen, man. Salute to these dads for coming out. But at the end of the day, what does this do? I mean, I guess you could identify which dads wanna, care enough to come to something like this and follow up. But without any follow up or follow through, this stuff right here, I just don't see how it works. I'm not saying don't do it, but I would like to know what they do once these guys leave. Because a couple of speeches and then, they drink some juice and eat some hors d'oeuvres and leave out the door. I just don't know. And this is Jackson, Mississippi.
In partnership with 100 Black Men of Jackson, Jackson Public Schools hosting the event, looking to partner with dads to try and help ensure success for their children and find some new ways to help those students.
We also wanted to give dads an opportunity to talk with one another and to come up with not just the things that they want to see us do as a school district. I'm sure they'll give us that feedback. We also wanted to give dads an opportunity to come up with and identify the things that they could do to support their scholars.
We hope that this summit will lead to other conversations and discussions going forward, to be solutions that we can work together to strengthen our students' educational relationship as well as our parents and dads.
With today's large turnout, the superintendent says the district will consider holding another Dad Summit this summer.
Before, now, an 11-year-old Wilton boy is wowing people in Bridgeport with his tips about money management.
Now we're bringing financial literacy to high schools all over Bridgeport, and it just warms my heart to see the smiles on the children's faces when they're going to be able to get the aha moment, as Finchon says.
So this 11-year-old kid is going around teaching other kids about financial literacy. Now, do you see? One community is begging fathers to be involved. Another community, the 11-year-olds, is teaching courses in financial literacy. One community, adults, everybody got a bad credit score. It's a joke. It's actually a joke. Every comedian worth his salt has that joke in his repertoire about the credit scores. Everyone. It's a running joke. Okay? Most of our athletes, we were talking about this in the live stream last night, how the NFL has produced more son millionaires than any other business institution in American history. Yet, the majority of them are broke 5 years after they retire. But across the way, little Suprema teens, little Suprema kids aren't learning about financial literacy. They're teaching other people about it. They're the teachers. They mastered it.
Now we're bringing financial literacy to high schools all over Bridgeport, and it just warms my heart to see the smiles on the children's faces when they're going to be able to get the aha moment, as Finchon says.
Owen Ledner teaching financial literacy at Full Circle Youth Empowerment, a free after-school program funded by the state. Owen's an intern at Fintron Invest, a trading platform based in Westport featuring a financial literacy course. Owen pitched the idea to the company's CEO about teaching the course to kids in Bridgeport, and the CEO said, go for it.
Teaching students not only in Bridgeport, but in...
This picture right here is embarrassing. Salute to the brother for going to the class. And salute to the brother for going to the class. Brother, whoever you are behind that mask, this is not about you. I am not dissing you. You going to that class to learn. You trying to change. You trying to be the change we want to see in the world. You're taking steps to reverse this curse of financial ruin that's like an albatross over our community. Salute to you, brother. However, the picture, it's embarrassing when you know the backstory. Knowing the backstory, this picture is embarrassing. Sorry. Not sorry. This kid's an intern. He's an intern at like a financial business company or whatever you want to call it. At 11. Now, don't get me wrong. We got kids doing good things in our community, being activists and marching and, feeding the homeless. And that's great. That's great. We got a lot of little activists and little philanthropists and little advocates. And maybe that's what we're good at, social work. But this kid is awesome, man. This little glider, this little ice cube, this little ice cube is amazing, man. Amazing kid, man. God, this parents should be very, very proud, man.
Owen's an intern at Fintron Invest, a trading platform based in Westport featuring a financial literacy course. Owen pitched the idea to the company's CEO about teaching the course to kids in Bridgeport, and the CEO said, go for it.
Teaching students not only in Bridgeport, but in all these other communities is going to help them impact when they can save money up to a car or for student loans to go to college and all this different stuff. If they're in debt, they can save up to pay back their debt and so much more just from my class of financial literacy.
Owen makes TikTok videos for Fintron's marketing department. He's also working with the firm's lead developer, contributing code to the Fintron platform.
So this little boy is already doing coding. He ain't learning coding. It's salute to Kwame Brown, man. I mean, he been beating that drum, but some people just do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just do it. This kid God, this kid's light. It is frightening. Like, I'm frightened by this. At the same time, as much as I'm impressed and marvel at this little this little glider kid, man, it terrifies me to know that listen, this is not just one. There's a lot of them like this, man. They're light years ahead, even our best and brightest. Like, our best and brightest are like, And if you take the Nigerians out the mix, it's even worse. The Nigerian ones, like if we throw them in with our pot, with the AA pot, even though I'm both, you throw the Nigerians in with the Sunman pot, and it makes it look a little teeny bit better. But if you want to be on some FBA, ADOS type stuff, it gets really, the chasm gets really much bigger. And this kid is amazing, phenomenal young man.
We're bringing financial literacy to high schools all over Bridgeport, and it just warms my heart to see the smiles on the children's faces when they're going to be able to get the aha moment, as Fintron says.
Owen Ledner teaching financial literacy at Full Circle Youth Empowerment, a free after-school program funded by the state. Owen's an intern at Fintron Invest, a trading platform based in Westport featuring a financial literacy course. Owen pitched the idea to the company's CEO about teaching the course to kids in Bridgeport, and the CEO said, go for it.
Teaching students not only in Bridgeport, but in all these other communities is going to help them impact when they can save money up to a car or for student loans to go to college and all this different stuff. If they're in debt, they can save up to pay back their debt and so much more just from my class of financial literacy.
Owen makes TikTok videos for Fintron's marketing department. He's also working with the firm's lead developer, contributing code to the Fintron platform.
Linda wants to join the conversation. She says it all comes back to how your children are raised. Parent your children, teach them right from wrong. Illegal guns aren't an issue for honest, law-abiding citizens, Erica.
So this is a woman who's either texted or tweeted this question to this activist woman, this sisterist woman. Said it all comes back to how children are raised. Parent your children, teach them right from wrong. Illegal guns aren't an issue for honest, law-abiding citizens. Sounds like a fair statement. Reasonable. No one could argue this.
Yeah, that is wrong. So what is an honest, law-abiding citizen, right? We have a lot of judgment in society, and we have a lot of making analysis from the space of fear. Like somebody's going to take something from me, or somebody is condemning you, right? And we're not. What people are saying is that equally we have to look at people as human beings, right? And that if there's an actual fact that this community is under-resourced, and in a space of, there was a 14-year-old boy killed playing basketball on the court because the community center has been closed for 12 years.
That 14-year-old boy did not get killed on that basketball court because the community center was closed for 12 years. Ma'am, respectfully, Miss Blood Crip, Power Fist, whatever you are, you know daggone well that's not why that... You could open up 1,000 community centers in every city tomorrow and the crime rate will still go up. It still keep going up. Murder rates still keep going up. Stop it. And what the heck is she talking about before that?
There was a 14-year-old boy killed playing basketball on the court because the community center has been closed for 12 years. But if you go to another community, all the community centers are closed. They have access to places to play. These kids don't even have access to places to play. So, we really have to look at the reality of how some people are living and take our personal feelings out of the universal understanding of how we exist as a nation.
In case you missed your opportunity to check out the Westbury Arts Festival celebration of Black History Month, well, we want to take you inside and give you a closer look at some of the artists' work and their message to young artists.
As an artist, you have to continue to just be who you are. Don't change who you are for the mainstream. Just be who you are.
Dr. Nichelle Rivers, an artist,
educator and activist, says getting the opportunity to have her work on display at Westbury Arts not only highlights her work, but also gives her the chance to hopefully inspire the next generation of artists.
Representation matters. I think the opportunity for them to see someone that looks like them is a really great way to show them that they can achieve having their art shown in a gallery.
Dr. Rivers, a native of Memphis, Tennessee, says she uses the vivid imagery of her work to show pain, turmoil, anger, misunderstanding, and lack of acceptance. She says she hopes by having her work on display here on the island, it inspires other artists using their art to convey thoughts and feelings to keep creating.
I will give the sister one thing. Her art is very good. I really do like her art. I'll give her that. Everything's got to be about pain. And listen, these are the communities. Are you seeing now that when I talk about how, like, this stuff is, we do art. Music and rapping and singing, that's what we're good at. People do what they're good at. People excel in the areas where they excel at for a reason. There's no agenda. Is it a Bob Marley? She's a very good artist. Barack Obama. And, we're good at that. We're good at this, art and expression and things like that. Salute. That's what we do. That's what we're good at. And we excel in that. And the other stuff, business and finance, some of us can do that stuff. Some of us.
I hope this inspires them to know that you can get here, you can get your work out there, even though as Black artists, it's sometimes difficult for us to get the access and opportunity to really get the exposure of our work. Seeing someone that looks like them here, I think gives them that hope.
A lot of my influences are from African textiles, as well as people in history, African-American icons in history that have followed the same path in abstraction.
Hometown artist Marcia McNair of Westbury has 2 works on display here. She says some of her abstract work is about showcasing the interaction of color, transparency, and geometry.
In my paintings, you'll see the brush strokes are sweeping and going in different directions and creating a lot of tension within the painting.
McNair, a retired educator, says she hopes that her work shows up-and-coming artists that it's okay to create work about their culture and themselves and to include different styles of art.
So, hold on. Some people are like somebody stopping some people from doing art about their culture and there's like this big force just like, no, stand back, you're not allowed. Really? I just
A lot of the young artists, the students, may not know about the history of abstract art in terms of African American art and like relating it to African art.
And her message to those young artists working to have their voices heard?
Follow your heart.
All right, well, you can log on to our website, news12.com, right now to see the showcasing of the work at Westbury Arts and see some of the other stories about how Long Islanders are celebrating this Black History Month.